the union break, just let me know. All right, let's see. Maybe I should do this out of order. Why not? Maybe not. I won't. Let's do this in the same order as the book. I kind of don't like their ordering, but too bad. Let's talk about. Let's talk about different kinds of data. You can have qualitative and quantitative. God, it's easy to get lost in that word. It's like banana. What does it end? What do you guys think about qualitative? What's the root word of qualitative? Quality. What's the root word of quantitative? Quantity. So which one do you think is related to truly numerical measurements? Quantitative is truly numerical, and often it's measurements of some kind. So what do I mean by truly numerical? So is anybody play any sports? Yes. What do you play?
I swim and play volleyball.
Volleyball, when you play volleyball, you got a number on your uniform, right? You got a number? What number are you? 10, okay. Is that a real number? Like, tell me the number of a teammate. 13. If you did 13 minus 10, you get 3. Does that mean anything? No. Real quick side note. I taught this course one January, and there were 3 people on the basketball team. She was 26, she was 10, and she was 16. I said, I didn't know that. So I said, 26 minus 16, that's nothing. And they're like, no, it's 10, that's her. Like, shit. But do you guys understand? They're not truly numbers. Jersey numbers are names. Isn't that basically her name on the team? I mean, real quick to somebody doesn't know her. They're going to say, what's number 10 doing? That's a way of categorizing her very quickly, identifying, right? So that's what I mean by truly numerical. They have to be things that I could do computations with. So zip codes are not truly numerical. If I divide them, I get a number. It doesn't mean shit. So what's qualitative? This would be categorical. Name data. Okay, I like it. And then there's a couple of things off quantitative. I don't know why I did it like that. By the way, just to give you a little light at the end of the tunnel for today, I'm going to let us out a little early today. But just stay with me, because definitions are like, okay. What the hell? All right. Which one of these words are you more familiar with? Discrete, continuous? Discrete? Neither one? What do you think of when I say the word continuous? Ongoing? Continuous. I think about, me being a math person, I think about drawing a graph, and I just never pick up my, holy shit, it's the Loch Ness Mountains. So continuous variables are variables that can take any value within a continuum. Oh shit. If I say the word interval notation, does that ring any bells for anybody? So like, if I write 0 to 10. Maybe this could be the weight of things in a basket, because if I go over 10 pounds, the basket falls apart. Are you guys with me? Yeah. So, when I put something in there, does it have to go up by 1 pound? So it's 0 pounds, then no matter what I put in there, it goes to 1 pound. No. I could put something in there that's 2 pounds. I could put a piece of sand in there that weighs 0.0000003 pounds. Are you guys understanding what I'm saying at all? So if I say, what's the weight of the stuff in this basket, that's continuous because it doesn't have to skip values. It can take on any value it needs to. Right? Could it make sense to say the weight is 4.783599247 pounds? Is that all right? Would that freak anybody out? A little bit, right? But not totally. Especially if a scientist said it or something. But if your friend was like, yeah, I live about 7.8746592 miles away, you're like, who the hell are you? But would that be wrong necessarily? Uh-oh. Is that what you do? All right. You guys at all with me? So you got to be really, really careful about this. If I said Joe lives 11 miles away from the school, just the fact that I said 11 doesn't make it discrete, because it could be 11.0739476 and still make sense. So what's discrete then? Discrete can only take on certain values. So if I said, how many kids do you have? And you said 2.6, I am not coming to your house. I don't know what that means. Don't want to know. Right? Are you guys with me? How many doors in your car? Oh, 3.7852. What? What does that mean? You guys, so number of doors in your car is definitely discrete because it will skip values. You can have one door, possibly. You can have 2 doors, 3 doors. Could you have 3.5 doors? Anybody? You could do, yes, there you go. You could. So it's not decimals. Does it skip values? Could you have, would it make sense to say that truck has 3.79666432 doors? It wouldn't make any damn sense, right? You could have 3.5. Anybody heard of half a door? Little half a doors? No? They're basically half a freaking door. And they're normally on the trucks, the big ass door in the front and the little tiny door. Get in there. Right? Okay, maybe. Discrete skips values. Very often they are number of stuff. Number of birds in a tree. It can only be 0, 1, 2, 3, right? But if I said weight of the leaves in the tree, could that only be 1 pound, 2 pounds? No, it could be anything in between. Do you guys get the idea? Discrete skips. Continuous can take on any value. And it still makes sense. All right, I like it. And there's the last thing we'll do today, all right? This is exciting. And of course, this has 4 parts to it, so you know. So here's 4 levels of measurements. All right. These feel a little overlapping. These 2 are very high-level things. You're a number or you ain't. This one is, if you're a number, you could be this kind of thing or this kind of thing. Right? This is going to go, well, let's see how you feel with this. Let's see. The first 2 are qualitative related, and the next 2 are quantitative related. And they kind of build in complexity. So the very first level of measurement, and the word measurement is kind of weird when I say what I'm about to say, but it's just the way we refer to things because we're weird math people. Names. Pure name data is the most basic level. If I said, go get a list of all the cars, the types of cars in the parking lot, right? Ford, BMW, that would be Hyundai, right? You get all the names of the cars. You guys with me? And you give me the list. Does it have to be in alphabetical order? Would you freak out if it wasn't? No. It doesn't have to be in any order. It's just names. It's purely names. If I said, I want to know everybody's hair color, do I have to put a certain hair color first? No. Do I have to put them in any kind of order? No. Could you put them in order? Yes, you could put them alphabetical. You could put them in order of what you like better. I don't know. Okay. I keep talking about order for some reason. So this first level, anybody read Stephen King? Anybody like Stephen King at all? Anybody watch Stephen King movies? You guys with me? Anybody read books? You read books?
Yes, I read books.
But you guys have never read any Stephen King books? You should, man.
I've read one.
One, okay. If you like Stephen King, this is one example. If you like Stephen King books, you will also like Richard Bachman books. Does anyone know why? Because Richard Bachman is Stephen King. It was his pen name when he first started writing. He was Richard Bachman. So if you want some young-ass Stephen King books, look for Richard Bachman books. And he wrote some funky stuff, man. No, of course, he wrote funky stuff all over. So what the hell's the point of that story? I don't know. I didn't meet him or anything. So what's the way to say pen name really fancy? Plume de nom. So nom is kind of French for name, nominal. So the first level is nominal. For some reason, your brain says nom sounds like number, and I get everybody telling me it's nominal because it's the number. That doesn't make any sense because nominal is name. Name data, hair color, car type, purely names. Name data, hair color, cars, types, etc. Now thankfully the next level kind of relates to something I said over and over. The next level is called ordinal. And of course, what does that have to involve? Ordinal. What does that have to involve? Order. So these are data values that need to be in a certain order to make sense. Don't know what I'm doing with my hands right now. I never did. So if I went to a restaurant and I saw like a little rating thing, have you guys ever been in a restaurant that's like, give us a quick rating, right? And if you ever saw it, if it said good, fair, poor, excellent, would that be okay? Wouldn't you go, wait a minute, that's out of freaking order. What the shit? Or have you guys ever filled out a faculty evaluation?
Yes.
And you know it goes from strongly disagree to strongly agree, or the other way, right? Would it be if they gave you that and it said agree, strongly disagree, neutral, and you go, what? What are you trying to do? Because it's got to be in a certain order to make full sense. You guys follow what I'm saying? So this is what I mean. The list gets more and more complex. So ordinal, there's an inherent order to the data. Unlock it. Now there is one problem in the book that I will give you a little preview of, and I disagree with it. Normally, if I just asked you what political party you belong to, how many political parties are there?
In the United States?
Yes,
Like
in the United States. I agree with you. You're like
there's
U.S. centric, Jeff. What the
Four?
shit? I'm sorry.
four, I think, that I remember.
All right, I got a 4.
3, like
3. I got a 3. 20. I got a 20. It's getting closer. There are 50-something. There are at least 50-something political parties. Real political parties. What are the ones we all know? Republican, Democrat, Independent. I went back to my Southern roots. Hello. Republican, Democrat, Independent, Green, Libertarian,
I'm already listing off all of them.
right? And then there's Whig, Socialist, Communist. Then there's the freaking Happy Party and the holy shit. If you look up, do you know how many people ran for president in the last election? Actually, let me think about 2016. I'm not even sure about 2020. 2016, there were 1,023 people that ran for president. How many of them made the ballot?
Like 4?
Not that many, yeah. But there were 1,023 that I know of. I don't know all of them personally, but I know them. That ran for. Anyway, sorry, that is a total sidetrack, and you're all like, if you would just finish this, we could leave, Jeff. I'm sorry. Okay. So look it up, kids. What was my point with that? Oh yeah, there's a point. So if I just asked for political party, wouldn't that just, what level would that be? Nominal. I love it, right? It would just be nominal. There's no real order to them. But if I said, what side of the spectrum are you left to right? Isn't that then what?
Ordinal.
Ordinal. So there's a problem in the book. I disagree with your answer because they set it up to be a spectrum thing, and they meant it to be a political party thing. Okay, I don't know if you guys are with me. Left to right, does that line up with party? Not necessarily, right? That's its own thing. The two that are quantitative, so these are all name data somehow. These are just pure names. These are names that have to be in a certain order to make sense. These two, let me just write them up here. Interval and ratio. So interval, what do you guys think of when I say the word interval? Say again?
I just thought of intervention.
Intervention? Okay. I like it. Say again? Number line. Sure, I like it. Interval and a number line. So give me an example of an interval and a number line from 0 to 123. So how long is that interval? 123. Right? Somebody else can give me a different, and you have an interval of ages, right? Interval of years, intervals like that. Don't intervals all have a beginning and end point? Don't they all inherently then have a range and a distance? What operation is that to find out how long it is? If I was from 11 to 20, how long is that? 9. What did you do? Subtracted. Okay, so interval is numerical data where subtraction makes sense. Check. Subtraction makes sense. So again, could you subtract 2 zip codes? No. Try again. Could you subtract 2 zip codes?
Yeah.
Yes. Would the answer make any sense?
No.
No, it wouldn't mean shit. So that's what I mean. Don't, not just can you, but does the answer make sense? What about temperature? If today it's 88 and yesterday it was 86, does the difference of those mean anything? Come on, think.
I mean, if you were like taking a survey of
No, stop. What is 88 minus 86?
2.
What does that mean?
Nothing.
Yes, it does. Come on.
It means it got hotter.
It means it's 2 degrees warmer today, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was my
Yes,
second
I love
guess.
you guys so much. I didn't try to set you up for that. I really didn't. Right? Okay, I love you. What about year of birth? If I took my year of birth and subtracted from your year of birth, what would that mean?
It's our age gap.
Our age gap, right? So does the difference in years represent something? Yes. Does the difference in temperatures represent something? Yes. So those are at least interval level because subtraction makes sense. I love you guys. I love you guys. Ratio, you know. Holy shit. Ratio, you know. What operation does ratio mean? Ratio.
Division.
Division. Thank you. So division has to make sense. If I took your date of birth, your year of birth and divided by my year of birth, would I get an answer?
Mm-hmm.
Would it mean something?
Yes. Kind of?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. Not a damn thing. And let me tell you why. Same thing with temperature. Especially, well, how many temperature scales do you guys know?
2.
Anybody know 3? You know 4?
yeah.
Whoa, what are they?
Fahrenheit, Celsius, Kelvin. Oh, I know it. I think it exists. Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
Maybe. But you gotta let me know if you know, because I don't know it. So there's Fahrenheit, Celsius are the 2 we know. How many countries use Fahrenheit?
1.
The special one. And then there's Celsius, and then there's something else that a lot of us don't know. It's called Kelvin. Have you guys ever heard of absolute zero? I think there's some dumb movies that talk about absolute zero. I was actually doing research at Old Dominion University where we were cooling rubidium atoms down to almost 0 degrees Kelvin. What that means is that's the absence of energy. That's the absence of movement. So the atoms were like overlapping and becoming one giant atom. And then you can kind of like poke it with a voltage wave and it would jiggle. Anyway, sorry. That was really weird. Sorry. So absolute zero means Kelvin scale. Because what does it mean 0 degrees Fahrenheit? What does that mean? Does that mean we're all dead? Is that what that means? Huh?
It's cold, but it's not the end of the world.
No, stop. 0 Kelvin is the end of the world.
Yeah.
0 Kelvin is the end of everything. 0 Fahrenheit doesn't mean shit, especially if we live in Minneapolis, right? I know we live in San Diego, and we can't quite understand temperatures go below 30. But there are certain parts of the world where they don't understand that temperatures don't go below 0, right? Of course it goes below 0, right? So does 0 mean the absence of heat? If I talk about Fahrenheit. No, that's why it doesn't work. Does the year 0 mean the start of time? No, there was time before 0. We just arbitrarily picked a 0 point. Does it mean what it's supposed to? No. So ratio, division makes sense because 0 means what it's supposed to. What is 0 supposed to mean in any situation?
Nothing.
The absence of thing. So if I said the number of woodpeckers in a tree, does 0 mean what it's supposed to mean? I love you guys. Don't. Yes, because 0 would mean
There's no woodpeckers.
no woodpeckers in the tree. So what level of data would that be? Ratio. You can kind of skip the whole division thing because if 0 means what it's supposed to, it's in the right place, which means division will make sense. 0 is not in the right place for years. 0 is not in the right place for Fahrenheit. So division doesn't make sense for those things, right? What's twice as hot as 0 degrees? 0? What? It's 0 today. That's twice as hot as yesterday when it was 0. Does that make any sense to say that? But isn't that 2 times 0 is 0? All right, so now do you understand why if 0 is in the wrong place, ain't no way you're going to be ratio, because division can't make sense if 0 is in the wrong place. I like it. What about profit? Just the last thing I'll talk about. Profit. Profit. Like the profit a company makes.
Or like profit, like
Not like everybody. No. So profit, the company making money or losing money. What level of data, what level of measurement would profit be? Maybe. Does the subtraction make sense? Could I make 3,000 less this year than last year if I subtracted two amounts?
Yeah.
But is it only interval? Is it more? Is it ratio also? What does 0 mean in profit? Absence of profit. What if I made 2,000 last year? I make 4,000 this year. What's 4,000 divided by 2,000? 2. What does it mean? I made twice as much this year. It makes physical sense. So profit is ratio. Okay, I love you guys. All right, that's enough, I think, for today. What do you guys think? Welcome to statistics. So we have more definitions to slog through next time. If you have not gotten access to the textbook, do it. Try to jump into chapter 1 homework, please. Bring questions next time.